Hey, what's up guys, Andrew here, and today we're taking a look at the brand spanking new Lenovo IdeaPad 710S. This is an all new high-end ultrabook aimed to compete with the Asus ZenBooks and Dell XPS 13. Without further ado, let's go and break down the specs. You're getting a Skylake based Intel Core i5 that's 6200U, 8 gigs of RAM, 13.3-inch IPS anti-glare display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080p, 128GB PCIe SSD, and the retail price is $800 US. On the left side of the notebook, you got your charging port, USB 3, headset microphone jack combo, and your Lenovo 1-key recovery pin. On the right side, you got your power status LED indicator, an SD card reader, USB 2, and a mini HDMI port. The design and build quality of this notebook is breathtaking. On the top, you got this magnesium alloy cover that feels very durable and it looks pretty slick. And the bottom is made out of full aluminum, which will add strength and durability to this notebook. This is one of the lightest 13-inch notebooks on the market, coming in at 2.6 pounds, which even beats the Dell XPS 13, which comes in at 2.7 pounds. And better yet, it's also one of the thinnest notebooks on the market at 0.55 millimeters. The interior looks very nice with those super thin bezels, just like the XPS 13. And on the bottom, you got that magnesium alloy palm rest that also adds a nice touch. The big difference here is the webcam is on top with the slightly thicker bezels compared to the XPS 13, which is on the bottom left. Overall, Lenovo really did a great job with the 710S. Now we're going to take a look at the build quality. Let's see here how much flex we have. As you can see, there's hardly any keyboard flex. The magnesium alloy lid feels pretty durable, and it does look like it's flexing a lot, but it's pretty much on par with other ultra thin notebooks. And our last build quality test is going to be towards the exterior of the notebook. The top section of the magnesium alloy lid does a great job. And the bottom's made out of aluminum, which feels pretty rock solid. Overall, Lenovo did an excellent job building this notebook thanks to their reputation of the ThinkPad line of notebooks. To access the internal components, simply remove all the bottom screws, and then there are two more under the rubber feet. Now you'll see your 46 Wh battery pack, your two bottom facing speakers on the left and the right, your 128GB PCIe SSD, 8GB of soldered onboard RAM, and your wireless card. The read speeds on this PCIe SSD is pretty quick. However, the write speeds are less than average, coming in at 161.8 MB a second. This 13-inch IPS display is gorgeous. It offers excellent color reproduction and the text is pretty sharp. Overall, Lenovo really hooked it up on this notebook. This panel will hold its ground against major rivals like the Dell XPS 13. On my Spider 4 Pro colorimeter, I got 93% of sRGB and 72% of Adobe RGB, which is pretty similar to the XPS 13. Also, the brightness levels were pretty good. I kept it around 60 to 70% during regular usage. This is an anti-glare IPS display which offers excellent viewing angles as well as less reflections. And as a nice bonus, this display rotates all the way back, which will come in handy on airplane trips and more. This notebook features a Skylake based chip which features the Intel Core i5 that's 6200U. This chip will offer more than enough horsepower for average daily usage, multimedia, and even some coding programs. I have the base model of the 710S, which features the Intel HD Graphics 520. On low settings at 1366 by 768, you can play games like Csgo and get around 50 to 60 frames per second. At 1920 by 1080p, the frames will drop to around 35 to 45 frames per second. If you want better performance, step up to the high-end model, which retails for $1199, and that one features the Intel Iris 540, which will give you much better performance. You also get a bigger 512GB PCIe SSD, as well as 16 gigs of RAM. The glass trackpad is very large, and the surface offers a good smooth texture. 2-finger scrolling is pretty responsive, but I did occasionally have some issues with tracking. Hopefully a driver update can resolve these minor issues. Another minor complaint is the multi-touch is a bit choppy, so beware. At the end of the day, this trackpad did better than most ultrabooks on the market. You're getting a standard full-size keyboard with small-shaped keys that offer a great comfortable typing experience. The key travel feels a bit longer. If I had to take a guess, it's probably at 1.5 millimeters compared to the XPS 13, which is at 1.3 millimeters. The only thing I didn't like about this keyboard was the mini shift key towards the bottom right of the keyboard. I would often find myself hitting the arrow up key instead of the shift key. Yes, you do get a backlit keyboard. There's two options, either medium or high. Under light to medium loads, you can hardly hear these two fans running. However, fire up a game or some 3D software and you'll hear it running, but it's not too loud and disturbing. Overall, Lenovo did a great job of engineering these fans. The two bottom facing JBL speakers actually sound pretty good for a notebook this size. The mids and highs are well balanced and the sound quality is great. Here's a quick test of the 720p HD webcam. The nice thing about this webcam is it faces you directly, unlike the XPS 13, which faces your nose hair. I want to know your opinions on this webcam. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Next up is battery life. This notebook is rocking a 46 watt-hour battery pack, which is a little smaller than the XPS 13. During my test, I got around 5.5 to 6.5 hours with browsing the web, word processing, and watching an hour of Netflix. If you turn the power saver option on, you can probably squeeze around 7.5 hours of runtime. The AC adapter for the 710S is pretty small and compact, and the pen feels pretty durable, so I wouldn't worry about it breaking. So let's get to the conclusion of the Lenovo IdeaPad 710S. For 800 bucks, you're getting a pretty solid system all around. Lenovo built this model to specifically go head to head with the XPS 13. You're getting a pretty capable Skylake Core i5 chip, 8 gigs of RAM standard compared to 4 GB on the base XPS 13. The overall design is stunning and the build quality is solid. And for multimedia, this laptop is hard to beat. The screen is gorgeous and the JBL speakers have a nice kick. Overall, this is a great alternative to the XPS 13. Alright guys, this completes my full review. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to smash on that like button and don't forget to sub. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you guys next time.